This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle. It is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up in the Major Mortgage Man Cave today, we're going to talk with Lindsay Kruse, the great barrel racer from the state of Montana, living down by Red Lodge now. Also going to talk with Governor Greg Gianforte about the summer. There has been, obviously with wildfires, and the such, it's been a tough summer so far, and it's only going to be worse. But we'll talk to the governor about what is being done, and he also proposed a new unemployment thing yesterday. So we'll talk to the governor about that coming up. Sporting the new East Helena Vigilante gear I got yesterday from Ty Ridgway. So appreciate that, Coach. Yeah, good stuff. It's comfy too. I like this. East Helena. Go Vig. The Vigilantes. My Vigilantes. You can watch live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, Twitter handle @JWalkerSports. You can also email us, jason@jasonwalkershow.com, and you can call into the show too, 209-1267. So, all right, all that is said and done. We're going to open with some good stuff today, and it comes from the city of Bozeman, and it is baseball related. But Gallatin Valley's 10 U All-Stars are headed to regionals, which is really cool. They are going to Eugene, Oregon for the Cal Ripken Pacific Northwest Regional Championships, though the winner there then ends up at the World Series in Florida. So it's very cool. So you have players from Manhattan, Amsterdam, Three Forks, Townsend, and Whitehall, which is awesome. Even though Townsend and Whitehall not in Gallatin Valley, but they get to play, which is awesome for those kids. Beat Belgrade, and got the job done. So the 10 U kids from Bozeman heading to regionals at Eugene, Oregon. We told you about the softball team from Billings heading out to down to California. Let's see who had a big game. Lots of great ones. Okay, there we go. And then on the Bozeman 13U Babe Ruth team is headed to the Pacific Northwest Regional Sunday as well. They'll be in Ferndale, Washington. And that winner goes off to the Babe Ruth World Series in New York. And they got the job done, winning the state tournament as well. So a couple of Bozeman teams and a Billings team for softball. 2 Bozeman baseball teams and a Billings softball team heading off to regionals, which is super cool. So congratulations to those kids. That's awesome, man. I love it. Love it, love it. You've also got some girls competing in the Junior Cup, young female golfers. Team Montana, you got Macy Greenwood of Corvallis, Samantha Yates and Adelie Lloyd of Bozeman, Emma Woods of Fairfield. Lauren Nielsen is the captain, and they are competing against teams from California, Nevada, Hawaii, Washington, Oregon, Arizona, Colorado, Mexico, Utah, New Mexico, Idaho, Wyoming, Mexico, again, and Alberta and British Columbia. So teams from Alberta and British Columbia were allowed to come across. the border to Idaho. How about that? Because remember, the Legion teams couldn't. So there you go. They'll wrap up tomorrow. Teams from Mexico, California, Arizona usually win this thing. And then you've got the Montana State AM for girls next week. So the boys team will be in Wyoming. Carson Hackman of Laurel, Jack Priggy of Butte, Caden McDonough and Zeke Booz of Missoula. They're pretty good. So cool. That's awesome. Congrats. Let's see here. What else did we want to hit on here in the early going? I saw a report today, and it's blowing up Twitter, but Oklahoma and Texas apparently have looked to the SEC to move there from the Big 12, or whatever it's called now. It's all this realignment. Remember, we did this, I don't know, a decade ago, and then it's just, it happens like every 5 or 6 years, it seems like we get this realignment talk. So now we're going to probably get the Grizz should move up, because the Grizz are better than everybody in the FCS. I mean, that was a talk for the last 20 years, really, or the first half of this 2000s. From 2000 to like 2010 was, the Grizz, they should move up. But where does it put the Cats in the Grizz? Where does it put the Big Sky? Because you've got teams coming from, the WAC is back in the FCS, not D1 or FBS, but so that'll be back. But it's interesting to keep an eye on, because it eventually does trickle down to the smaller schools, especially in the NCAA. But where does, if Oklahoma and Texas head to the SEC, where does that leave the Big 12 and then the Big 10 and then the Pac-12, which has like 19 teams? Speaking of which, the Pac-12 has its media days next week. And I bring this up only because Washington State's coach, Nick Rolovich, said that he's not going to media days. Says, reading his quote here, as the Pac-12 conference has required that all in-person participants at next week's Pac-12 football media day be fully vaccinated, I will participate remotely and look forward to talking about our football team and the incredible young men in our program. I've elected not to receive the COVID-19 vaccine for reasons which will remain private. While I have made my own decision, I respect that every individual, including our coaches, staff, and student athletes, can make their own decision regarding COVID-19 vaccine. I will not comment further on my decision. End quote. So that was from Nick Rolovich, the Washington State coach. Now, all Washington State employees are required to be vaccinated. So if you work for the state government, you work for Washington State. I wonder how that looks at Montana State and the public universities. Does everybody have to be vaccinated if you're a state employee? But so I saw that, and I bring that up because we have Big Sky Media Day football kickoff party this Sunday and Monday out in Spokane. I will not be going this year, just because I got so much travel next week. But we'll have fun no matter what. So we will be talking to Coach Mike Van Diest next Monday, though, about his move to Northern. Tuesday we'll be in Great Falls talking with Frontier Media Days next week, and then live at the fairgrounds 28th, 29th, and 30th next week for the Last Chance Stampede. So looking forward to that. As I said, you can weigh in anytime at Jaywalker Sports on the Twitter. You can Facebook us, tweet us, email jason@jasonwalkershow.com. You can also weigh in via the phone call at 209-1267. So what else before we get to Lindsay Kruse? We have On This Day in History coming up, too, in the walk-off, so you'll want to stick around for that. Speaker Sprinklers, proud sponsor of the Jason Walker Show. Speaker Sprinklers love green grass. Looking at my team roster for the St. Pete's Golf Tournament coming up in August. Looking forward to that. The Olympics are underway. Do we care? Does anybody care about the Olympics? I know we got a couple of Montanans that we're rooting for. Allie Weiss, one of them. Nick Heverland from Whitefish, another. She's in rugby. But the women's soccer team, which has been woke for the last few years, and this is not about equal pay or any of that crap that is just dominating the news. But I'm not even going to go there. But softball won yesterday, back into the Olympics for the first time. I think baseball won too, first time since 2008. But the U.S. women's national soccer team lost 3-0 to Sweden yesterday. Now they can still win the gold and all that, but once again they protested because they're woke. This is the team that refuses to stand by for the flag, or stand up for the flag. I saw this from Rob O'Neill on Twitter today, but he said it's fine to protest, but the U.S. women's soccer team boycotting goals may have gone too far. That's funny. Twitter was lighting up the women's soccer team for getting blanked 3-0 by Sweden. Somebody tweeted that they lost 3-0 to a team of really, really attractive women because Sweden. So the Olympics get going. I think opening ceremonies are Friday. Why do you have a stuff on like 3 days before and then the opening ceremonies? That makes no sense, right? And the opening ceremonies, I mean, you're not going to have anybody in the stands. Fans aren't allowed. You have, it's interesting. Like 80% of Japan and its residents don't even want the Olympics to start. Will they start will they actually go off without a hitch? I read somewhere that Tokyo's going to lose like $16 billion because it costs like $26 billion to put this thing on. So anyway, there you go. Just what's on the mind and what's in the news here as we get going here on a Wednesday. Like I said, we are going to chat with Governor Greg Gianforte coming up. In the news. Not sure why that is being loud. There we go. Let's turn that off. Okay. We'll talk to Governor Greg Gianforte on the way. Also going to talk to Lindsay Kruse. She's a barrel racer. Yes, the Swedish soccer team. So my dad on the Facebook just now asked if the Swedish soccer team was as good looking as the ski team was. So back in, I don't even know, 1998, 97, 98. I think it was 98. My buddy and I had gone out to a bar in Bozeman. It's no longer there. It was a great bar. But we were at this bar dancing and ended up with the University of Colorado ski team back at our house in Gallatin Gateway. And that was fun. That was a good time. And then, of course, they're all, tall blondes, even the dudes. And my brother was like, 15 at the time, something like that, 16. But he comes busting out of his bedroom because we're jamming the music, we're playing pool. I mean, there's like 50 people in this basement. And we're having a good time. My brother's all freaking out. What the hell? Oh, and then he saw these attractive women, and he's only wearing his like shorts to sleep in. But he comes busting out all upset, and then he finds out all these really attractive girls are in my house. And it was a good time. University of Colorado ski team, 1998, hanging out. They were in Bozeman for the Big Sky Championships, and we ended up with 2 passenger vans out in at our house in Gateway. So probably the best night of my brother's life. Maybe my dad's too. I don't know. All right, there's that. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back. When we do, we're going to talk rodeo with Lindsay Kruse. She got to go to Calgary for the first time. What was that experience like? We'll talk to her about that. Also, Governor Greg Gianforte on the way, on this day in history, and much more. Jason Walker Show coming back, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle. It is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle, and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918. Or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Going to talk with the governor of Montana, Greg Gianforte, coming up a little bit later on. Also on this day in history and more coming up. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to talk rivalries with the rivalry guys from NoRivalry.com. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. Yeah, that was a fun party back in I can't believe it's been that long, 98, when we had the Colorado ski team at our house out in Gallatin Gateway. But anyway, let's get our first guest on the phone on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. She is not yet a world champ, maybe, but she's won the state multiple times. How many times have you won the NRA finals?
Gosh, NRA, I want to say like 4 or 5. And the PRCA, I want to say about 5.
So you won a lot, is what you're saying.
Try to, anyway.
She is Lindsay Kruse, the great barrel racer from Fromberg now, right? Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
You left us in the Helena Valley area. You moved on down to the southeast, but you finally got into your house. How's that?
Yes, it's great. It's been awesome, and loving all the room, that's for sure.
I'm sure the kids are too.
For a while. Yes, very much.
And how's Jess doing?
Good. He just took off to go to he's just doing circuit rodeos this year. And so he just took off about 10 minutes ago to head to some rodeos for the weekend. So
nice.
Yeah.
And you're just you just got done back from Calgary, and that's really what I want to talk to you about. That was your first trip, right?
It was. Yep. Been there before with Jesse just to watch, but never competed. So that was my first time competing.
That's awesome. How was it?
Amazing, like unexplainable. I think it was probably one of the best experiences with rodeo that I've ever had. So definitely fun. So
it's a different environment up there.
For sure. And, the protocols that we had to do to actually be able to compete was kind of nuts, but it actually worked out. We had to be there without any of our families. You couldn't bring anybody with you, obviously, and had to quarantine for about 4 days. COVID test every other day. It was kind of strange, but it worked out, and it was actually pretty fun. So definitely would do it over.
You can't wait to get back.
Right. That's right.
You got to wait a year. But I'm sure it was really exciting, Lindsay, because they weren't able to go last year, like most rodeos down in the States too. But I'm sure it was just crowded or crazy up there as far as, hey, we're back rodeoing here at Calgary.
Yeah, they have, of course, all different kind of shows and the fair, and just the list goes on. So it was pretty much always busy, and they go on for 10 days. So it was nice to see. I think they're a little bit behind where we're at, but that was the initial first concert, everything since COVID. So I think they were pretty excited to get started back up.
And of course, how'd you do?
I leased a horse from a girl here in Montana because I actually sold my good horse back in the end of February. So I wanted to be competitive and just watch this horse. And I'm like, that horse looks like it would be able to handle Calgary because it's such a hard pattern and a huge arena. And I think you need the right horse to do well. But I think we won the first round of our pool, placed the second round, just out of it our third round, and then placed again in our fourth round. And then they take back top 4 money earners to the championship Sunday, and along with the other 4 money earners from Pool A. And then you compete against that, plus 2 wild card people that didn't make it to the top 4 of each pool. And then they run you through, and then they take top 4 from that to the final 4 round. So ended up making the final 4, and then ended up third overall. So it was fun, and it made a good chunk of change. So that's good.
Well, that's always important is for you guys is to get the money out of the way first. I mean, you got to win to get on, stay on the road. So congratulations on that.
Exactly. Thank you.
We talked to Lindsay Kruse here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, the champion barrel racer in the state of Montana. So you couldn't take because I know mom usually travels with you, but you couldn't take mom or the girls or any of the kids, right?
No, and we've been going as a family for a while, and you couldn't take anybody. So that was the first time. I think that's the longest I've ever been away because it was about 10 days total from my kids, let alone our youngest. So that was pretty hard. But Jesse, there wasn't much going on here, so he stayed home, and then also had my parents to help. So that was good.
Yeah,
but it was definitely interesting to go by yourself, but you can quarantine with the other contestants, so at least you're not alone. So at least you have interaction with other people. So that wasn't all so bad.
That's so you didn't go completely off the grid.
Right, just a little bit.
Oh man. It was all good. All right, so you mentioned you sold CoverGirl, is that right?
I did. Yep.
Why?
A
She's
really
so
good
good.
home. I know, she's amazing, but I just kind of figured it's hard for me to go really hard. And I felt that we accomplished everything we could in Montana and then some. And it's just a really good home she went to, and she's now making this girl's dreams come true. She's currently at nationals with her right now, high school national finals.
Oh, wow.
And she made her first run yesterday and makes another run today. And so she's just making her dreams come true, and that just does my heart good. And I'll just be on a young horse, a 6-year-old, just back to seasoning again. But that's how you make them. So I figure you got to start somewhere.
Well, you're a pretty good cowgirl and horsewoman, so you can you'll get one trained up pretty quick.
Well, I appreciate that. try to anyway. So we'll see.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. So you're doing a lot of basically just the PRCA circuit in Montana this year, then, eh?
Yeah, I haven't got to go to one NRA yet. It just hasn't worked out that way. I sure like to, but as far as PRCA, that's kind of just my goal is to season a young horse and just go to our circuit rodeos and kind of see how it pans out. So I guess we'll just kind of play with it. But as of now, I've only got to go to a few games on. It probably took me out of, I want to say there was about 3 or 4 that I wasn't able to make, but that's all right. We'll play catch up hopefully. So. Yeah,
well, there's some good ones coming up for sure here in the state. But you guys spent the spring mostly down after ICYMI in Texas? Is that?
Yeah, actually, right before that, we were in Texas. Really, like right after our circuit finals, we head down and we were down there for a little bit, and then came home because I had sold Cover Girl, and so I ended up leasing a horse for Ram finals. So we just flew down for that, and then came home and kind of just been going to jackpot barrel races about all until rodeo started in June. So.
Gotcha. Talking with Lindsay Kruse, the barrel racer from Montana, about her season so far. So it's going to be a little bit slower and a little bit more relaxed this year for both you and Jesse then.
Yeah, I think so. Just, like I said, doing circuit rodeos. I had to turn out of some rodeos this week, so he kind of just went solo to a few of them. And I think it's just trying to get back in the groove of it after being, like last year being so odd and not getting to go to a whole bunch. So it was kind of like trying to get back in the groove of things. So, yeah. But it's not a bad thing. At least we still get to be home and rodeo at the same time, which makes it nice. So.
Oh, for sure. And, I know the kids are great, but they probably enjoy being at home a little bit more too.
Yes, they're kind of getting to the age, and, we'll have to in school full time come about a month from now. Right. So, yeah. So it is kind of nice to be able to be home and still do what you love. So
Paisley's not teaching the little ones yet?
Yeah, right. We should get on that. So
I think she could handle it just fine.
I think so too.
How are they doing without the mutton busting around these rodeos?
I know. They've been asking, Cree's been asking, and I'm not sure. I was kind of trying to look into Helena Great Falls, but I haven't heard anything if they are on. So.
No, Helena's not. They got the steer riding, but no mutton busting. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Yep. Which is a bummer because I enjoy watching the Cruises win.
Yes, trying to anyway.
Well, you could put Paisley on a steer.
Yeah, she might even like that because I should ask her. I guess I haven't told her.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
I'm sure Jesse would love that.
Right.
Okay, so what's the plan for the summer then? I mean, just kind of hanging around the state, and it's a different year. Like we said, we're getting back into the swing of things, and I think people are like approaching everything as it's their first go round, and it almost feels like we're a bunch of rookies out there on the circuit again.
I kind of agree with that, and I think that's why this is probably the most amount of time that we've spent not going, but we're still trying to do enough circuit rodeos that you can get your count and, win enough money to get into circuit finals, because our circuit finals money counts towards world standing. So you can always look at it. If you have a good circuit finals, that kind of helps you get into some more winter rodeos in Texas, during the winter months. So that's just kind of, we don't really have a plan. It's kind of like everything's kind of thrown up, but I think it's safe to say just try to, get to our circuit finals again would be nice. So at least for this year.
Yeah. And you guys have won there many times. I did talk to you right after Kalispell, I think, and that was a different arena, but it was still a pretty good environment after winning up there, right?
Yes, that's right. Yep. I think she placed in the average there and then ended up winning the year end. So it was a good deal, and I think people were anxious to get out and watch some rodeo.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, for sure. I am. I can't wait till the Stampede next week and here in town. Lindsay Kruse joining us here. And you guys aren't coming, or are you?
We are, yes. I believe we're the last performance there.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you a date, but I know it's a Saturday night. And that's the last performance.
That's the 31st then, so you're up there.
Okay. Yeah. Yep, and we will be there. So.
Nice. Did you get to Red Lodge and Livingston and all those?
We made it to Red Lodge. We got rained out at Livingston. I opted not with the young horse. I didn't think she needed that quite yet, but we did get to go to just a couple of that and Big Fork, I think. I think that's about all we went to over the 4th. It wasn't much. It was just kind of down time. I don't think they were close enough. We could drive to, come home.
Right.
So, but we did go, and I mean, I was seasoning, so she was right there wanting to check, but didn't get one. So, but that's all right. That's just part of it.
So she's 6. What's her name?
I am in the process of finding another one, but the horse that I was running at the time, her name was Ruby.
Okay.
Yep, and she was just 6 years old and never been to rodeo yet till the mid-June. So it was already won me a few checks at some. So definitely she was going to be a rodeo horse. So,
but is she handling the crowds okay?
Oh, loves it. Yep, I think feeds off of it more. So
okay,
that's been good. That's when you know them as a rodeo horse. So
yeah, because you don't want to get them spooked out there for sure.
Right. Exactly.
It's such a crazy year. Like I said, getting back into it, but I can't wait to see you in Helena for sure. But how's everything else? Like, the traveling and getting to Canada is a little different, but traveling around, you were in different states the last 6 months. How's that been? Because they had different rules at times.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. I kind of feel like things are trying to open up. I know when we went in the winter, it was a little different. San Antonio, I mean, the restrictions was a little bit odd, I guess, to be able to compete and be there also, or even just be parked there was kind of nuts. But I feel like everything's starting to get back to normal, which is a good thing. So I don't notice it as much. Which I think is great. So I think everybody's itching at it to get back to normal here.
Okay, so Calgary's a bucket list rodeo. What else other bucket list rodeos are you working on now?
Gosh, I'm not sure.
Because you've done San Antonio.
Yep.
Houston. Okay.
Yep, and they didn't have that this year. Kind of a bummer because that's one of those we got into through winter rodeos, which was, they canceled it last minute. So that was kind of a bummer, but that would be another bucket list. It's been a while. I think the last time I competed there, I was pregnant with Paisley, so it's been a while. I would like to get back to that one. But
how about Denver?
Denver, yep, we went to, I guess not this year, but previous year we had. Okay. But that is a good one too. So
you run at Cheyenne a couple years ago?
I haven't been there for a long time. Okay. But that is a very good rodeo, and that's happening. I think today was the first go for the girl racers to get back into the performances. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's always usually during Helena.
Oh, yeah, because the short goes on the Sunday after the Stampede ends.
Yep. Yeah, because people are trying to commute. Yep.
Yep, because Jackie Jensen wanted me a couple years ago just to be her driver to get down to Cheyenne.
Right.
It's like, oh, man, if I could have, I totally would have.
Right.
Because that's for me a bucket list item.
Yeah, it's a good one. We haven't been there for a while either, but yeah, it was always a great rodeo.
And of course, Vegas.
But maybe by next year we'll have everything lined up so that we can start doing some rodeos that we actually want to.
That would be awesome. But yeah, Vegas has to, I mean, that's always bucket.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
Oh, by far. Yep. For sure.
So you'll be so you're not going anywhere this weekend. Jesse's out and about, and I think there's just a couple on the Montana circuit, right?
Yeah. I think it's Forsyth tonight, which is pro rodeo, and then Plentywood tomorrow.
Yep.
And then Shelby, which I was kind of pondering the idea of going to Shelby, but they wouldn't let us buddy together, which is kind of odd for Shelby. So he's up Saturday night and I'm up Saturday morning if I decide to go. But, but that's at least where he's headed. So meet him up there. But
and then,
so not much until next week.
When you'll both be in Lewistown and Helena, right?
Yep, for sure.
And then great. I mean, we're getting into the fun ones now. I mean, they're all
that's
fun,
right.
but the bigger ones for Montana, really. So
yeah, you definitely look forward to this time of the year. And Helena will always feel like hometown for me, so sure. I'm always looking forward to that one. So
well, you always get a big reception when you fly into the arena, so that's always fun.
That's a good thing. Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to get booed as you run in, right?
Right, that's right. But it's a pretty electric crowd. I've always said Helena, that's the most noise, and it's just a fun crowd. So it's always great to be in a performance there.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you. It's always fun to catch up and chat about the kids. I haven't seen them in like 2 years, so I'm anxious to see them next week now.
They've grown.
I've seen the pictures. Yeah, it looks crazy how tall they're all getting.
Right?
Oh, man. And what, Harley's just growing too? And
yes. Oh, yeah. B3 in October. So
yep.
It's crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah. Any more?
No.
No breaking news here on the Jason Walker Show?
Oh, no. Done. 3 is plenty.
3 is good for the Kruse fan. I love it. Hey, Lindsay, safe travels. Say hi to Jess, and we'll see you guys next Saturday.
I will. Okay, sounds great. Thanks so much.
Thank you. That is Lindsay Kruse joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. She's always fun to chat with. And it's a great family. I mean, Jesse, of course, world champ back in 2009. Lindsay's won a ton of circuit finals and NRA titles, and Jesse has too. They're just and the kids are great. So love the Kruse family. And that's, we talk about rodeo and family all the time, but they're one of my faves. They definitely are. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. I know you guys are all anxious to find out about Governor Gianforte's fishing trips. Also, a breaking news story coming up. Well, not really news, but maybe, do I share it tonight or wait till tomorrow? I don't know. I'll decide. You can tweet us at JWalker Sports or Facebook us or call into the show at 209-1267. Should we share the news tonight or wait till tomorrow? You don't even know what the news is. So do you want to hear it tonight or tomorrow? Let me know. All right, quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk with the governor, Greg Gianforte, next.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, Or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one? It feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Listen to The Jason Walker Show anytime and anywhere. Download The Jason Walker Show on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you enjoy podcasts.
Jason Walker Show. Back, final segment on a Wednesday. Lindsay Kruse joining us via the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, as do all of our guests. Also, in another edition of That's What She Said. Brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. Get into Dinner's Done right now for all of your dinner needs for tonight or tomorrow, because I can guarantee you, you're not going to have dinner with the same people or same person I am tomorrow night. I think I'll just wait till tomorrow to tell you who I'm having dinner with tomorrow night. By the way, tomorrow coming up on the show, we'll talk to the guys from NoRivalry.com and we'll find out what is the best rivalry in college football. And how did they come up with it? They have a scientific, computerized way. So we'll talk to those guys tomorrow. On this day in history, still to come, and a whole lot more here on the Jason Walker Show. Montana Horses Magazine. It is all horses, all Montana, packed with every wonderful, wow-worthy thing you'll ever want to know about all things Montana horses. Check them out, montanahorses.com. All right. Earlier today, got the chance to check up with our governor, Greg Gianforte, and asked him about the fires in the state of Montana and a new unemployment deal. We'll check in with the governor now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Well, first off, you're 6 months into your term. How you feeling?
You know, I was really pleased. We worked collaboratively with the legislature, and we got the major elements of the Montana Comeback Plan implemented. We lower people's taxes. We're reducing regulations. We protected constitutional rights. So we're all in. I mean, I share this with people. It's almost incomprehensible, but I signed 550 bills into law.
Wow.
And so we've moved the needle, and we're making Montana more pro-business while we're protecting our way of life.
Governor Greg Gianforte joining us, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. You signed a new bill yesterday. Tell me about this unemployment, you've announced a process to reduce unemployment fraud. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so we've been taking a number of steps here to get people back to work. I mean, it starts back with getting vaccines to the right people, protecting small businesses from frivolous lawsuits, removing hours of operations restrictions, and then we removed the supplemental unemployment benefits that were paying people not to work. Yesterday, what we did, we heard from a lot of small businesses that they spend all the energy trying to find people, and then people wouldn't even show up for interviews. So yesterday, we have now re-implemented the work search requirements on unemployment, and it makes sense. Listen, we want the safety net to be there for folks who hit a rough patch. We'll cover the expenses while they're looking for work, but they have to make an earnest effort. And the law is very clear. If you're on unemployment and you're able-bodied, this doesn't apply to disabled folks or single moms with little kids, but if you're able-bodied and you can work, you need to at least be looking for work. And we were hearing from employers that they'd have 7, 8 interviews in a day, and literally no one would show up. So now we've created a process where small businesses, if they have somebody coming in for an interview, they can report when someone doesn't show up for the interview. And that's just part of the input to determine if people are actually eligible for unemployment benefits. It's all benefits. It's all about getting people back to work.
Yeah, and you were the first governor in the states to sign to drop the unemployment benefits, which I think is going to get, we'll see some results. I think starting next month. You give it a month to work out, right?
Well, we did. The benefits ended. We gave everybody like 6 weeks notice. So, I mean, there's no surprises here. And it shouldn't be a surprise. The emergency is over. People still have to be careful. I still encourage people to get vaccinated if they are inclined to do that. That's a part of staying safe. But we live in a world with some risks. But the pandemic's over, and it's time to get back to normal.
Governor Greg Gianforte joining us, Jason Walker Show. Fires in Montana have been a big deal, and I know you've been around the state not only talking with firefighters, but visiting these sites, and it's a state of emergency almost, isn't it?
Oh, it is a state of emergency. And first, I just want to send a big thank you to all the people that are fighting fire. We have Forest Service, we have BLM, we have contractors, we have the DNRC folks who really lead the efforts for the state. They're putting in long hours. This is a marathon. It's drier now than we've seen in many years, even at the end of August. And just to put this in perspective, not a whole lot of people realize this. We've had over 1,500 fires so far this year, and I would say over 90%, over 95%, we squelch immediately. We do aggressive initial attack. We get them put out. Unfortunately, with the dry conditions we have, some of them get away from us. And 70 to 80% of the fires we've seen here recently have been human caused. So we're going to have this smoke with us for a while, but there's a lot we can all do. We have to be careful when we're out in the woods, and that may mean make sure your chains don't drag, don't park in tall grass, don't be flicking butts off the road. I mean, whatever it is, these are the things that are causing fires right now. And we're not going to be done with this until we get some precipitation.
Yeah, I mean, this may go till November, late October, hopefully sooner than later. But what does this mean when you declare a state of an emergency for Montana as far as FEMA and federal government help?
Well, there are certain requirements. We've had a couple of fires that reached the federal threshold for getting federal resources, and that the feds then pay for about 75% of the firefighting costs. Okay. But the state of emergency in the state allows us to call up National Guard resources. So we've done that. They're helping provide, some of them are on the fire line, some are providing traffic control and other services. So those, the firefighters themselves can do a better job at their job.
Gotcha. You've also been touring the state, not just fire stuff, but talking with folks around the state. What are you hearing?
Well, I did kick off my 56 county tour. I love to get to every county every year. I don't have to, this isn't news to anybody, but it's dry out there. I was up in south of Malta on a ranch. It's so dry. They had the grasshopper infestation. The grasshoppers had just kind of slipped off the hayfield. There was nothing left. So it's tough for our farm and ranch producers right now. Many of our counties have been declared drought emergencies. I've called on the USDA to declare all of Montana a drought disaster, and that opens up relief for our farmers and ranchers. But again, this is contributing to the wildfires, but it's also threatening. It's impacting the livelihoods of our producers. So that's a thing. And then, I see really bright lights. I was over in Billings, and I got to visit with the firefighters there, the local search and rescue. They had rescued a man out of a sugar silo at Montana Sugar over there, and he was trapped in there for hours. And you think, well, how hard is it to pull somebody out of some sugar? Well, OSHA came in and inspected afterwards, and they said, in similar situations, we've never actually seen someone survive. This man is up and about, and I had a chance to visit with the firefighters there at the center in Billings and just thank them for the heroic work. They had to go into this silo through an 18-inch hole and bring all their supplies in with them, including the plywood, the planks. They had to build a structure around this man so they could actually excavate him, all while more sugar is just pouring into the silo until they could get it turned off. So really could have been a tragic situation. It was something to celebrate in the end. It was touch and go. But I was just so thrilled to be with those heroes there at the Billings Search and Rescue.
We're talking with Governor Greg Gianforte of Montana on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. You've gotten a little chance, but like I said, to tour around the state. But are people mostly positive, aside from droughts, aside from fires and things? But are people mostly positive that Montana may be starting to recover from last year?
We are getting back to work. I mean, I've been encouraged. I got a text from a hotel restaurant owner. He said, since we've made the change in the unemployment benefits, the word he used was inundated with resumes. And this is a good thing. Nobody wants to be dependent on the government for a check. They want the dignity that comes from standing on their own feet, the satisfaction of doing the job and making your own way. And we have lots of work available. So we want to put the incentives on getting people back to work and creating more good-paying jobs. I've been having discussions with companies across the country who are saying, maybe we should come to Montana, open up, create some good-paying jobs there. That'll allow more of our kids to stay here. And one of the things I'm most excited about is we kicked off our Come Home Montana program in the Department of Commerce here a little over a month ago. And it's a very simple program. We've been exporting our kids and grandkids for decades. Let's get them to come home. So what we're doing is we're using a website, comehomemontana.com, and we're using social media to target people all over the country who have graduated from Montana high schools and universities and telling them, pack your bags and get your fannies back here. Maybe you want to bring a job with you. Maybe you want to start a business here. Maybe you want to go to work for one of our existing Montana employers, but you know the quality of life. And the good news is when we do that, these folks, because they grew up here, went to school here, they're going to bring Montana values back with them and make our community stronger.
How's the fishing this summer for you?
I've gotten into a few.
I see you and the first lady have done pretty well early in the summer anyway.
Oh, we did. It's always good to get out. I mean, this is why we live here, right? I mean, it's awesome. I'm going to be on Saturday. I'm taking a big hike. I do have a tendency to get a line wet once in a while, and I enjoy that.
You've been going to the rodeos too. A good time for you there?
It is. I always get to the Red Lodge Rodeo every year. Where I was also able to get to the Livingston Rodeo, and they're very kind to let me do the prayer at the beginning to kick the thing off. And I just think there's no more patriotic group than a rodeo audience. And they honor the flag. They stand tall. They take their cap off, and they're not afraid of thanking their Lord for the blessings they have in their lives. And it's a great place to be.
It is. Rodeo is the most patriotic for sure. Yeah, I know you got to run. Appreciate the time. We'll catch up again soon, but keep up the great work.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That is Governor Greg Gianforte on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline joining us, and looking forward to chatting with him again very soon. But always appreciate him taking time to chat with the Jason Walker Show, which it's always a good time. Let's see here. What else? Okay, I'll show the picture. This is we talked about our soccer team. Speaking of standing up for the flag, which rodeo does all the time. Our U.S. women's national team, which is super woke, that woke culture, they got beat today in the opening game 3-0 to Sweden in the Olympics. I know they're probably still going to win the whole thing, but Sweden's been kind of a nemesis. But I'll just leave that there for a couple of seconds. And we talked, remember, Sweden didn't shut down either. So lockdown last year. Sweden's got things going on. No doubt about that. Let's see, what else did we want to get to? I got to figure out how to save something. Anyway, okay, let's do On This Day in History. It is brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear. I love getting text messages. They're so fun. No, I mean that. Seriously. Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear. Corner of Euclid and Henderson and Helena. 35 years plus experience. Get it done. You want hats? They're just awesome. Sheila and the gang, fantastic over there at Big Sky Printwear. Today is July 21st. It is National Junk Food Day. It is also Be Someone Day. and National Hot Dog Day. I don't know why National Hot Dog Day is 17 days after the 4th of July, but everybody talks about having hot dogs on the 4th of July. You've got the hot dog eating contest from Nathan's on the 4th of July. Why is National Hot Dog Day on July 21st? Makes no sense. Is it because it's right in the middle? It's not even in the middle of summer. We're a third of the way through. On this date in 1963, at the PGA Championship at Dallas, Jack Nicklaus wins the first of his 5 PGA Championships. 1973, Hank Aaron hits Ken Brett's fastball for his 700th home run. 2013, at the British, it's the Open Championship. Phil Mickelson wins his 5th major. He beat Henrik Stenson by 3 shots. And then Henrik came back and beat Phil a few years later. Was it 2015? No, it was 2016, I believe, right? Yeah, the Open. It was a great battle. Like Phil has shot like a 63 the day before, and Henrik shoots a 63 the next day, or vice versa. It was awesome. Great battle. And Henrik hasn't been around for a while. 1865 on this date, Market Square, Springfield, Missouri. Wild Bill Hickok would shoot and kill Davis Tutt in what is regarded as the first true Western showdown. And speaking of outlaws, 1873, relative Jesse James, along with James Younger and their gang, the first train robbery at Adair, Iowa. But I got to get Springfield, Missouri. That's where Jesse's buried, I believe. My family member, Jesse James. He's like my 8th cousin. So, on this day in history, brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. They have direct-to-garment printing, and it's awesome because then stuff's not going to fade and tear apart. It's going to be just fantastic forever. So get into Big Sky Printwear. Do it. You'll enjoy it. Do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is brought to you by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Shrimp etouffee, beignets. Oh, the menu is just so good. Fried green tomatoes. Do you like those? Get in. They're open Monday 11 to 3, Tuesday through Friday 11 to 8, and then Saturday 9 to 3. But I love this menu. It makes me so hungry every time I look at it. Catfish. Oh, the catfish. The little one loves the fried catfish. You can also get fried or a catfish po' boy, grilled or fried. You can get like 30 different kinds of po' boys. Well, maybe not. Maybe like 20. But, man, hot turkey, Philly cheese. You can get pitas. You can build your own po' boy. Well, they'll build it for you, but get in. Cafe Zydeco, Euclid, Helena, also in Billings and Bozeman. So there's no more. I saw this today on the Twitter. Josh Margolis from Havre put this up. KFC and A&W in Havre, no more. Like there's no more. It sucks. But does that mean that Havre really doesn't have it? Right? No? Crickets instead? Okay. I know, it's cheesy. So it's gone. But so Havre doesn't have it. They always said Havre did, but apparently not. All right, had fun today. Hope you did too. Hey, tomorrow we're talking rivalries, college football with the NoRivalry.com guys. Next week we're live at the fairgrounds. We'll have Coach Van Diest next Monday as well. We'll be in Great Falls. We'll be in Helena. We'll be everywhere. It's going to be fun. The walk-off brought to you by Cafe Zydeco, as I said. We love Cafe Zydeco. And it reminds me, don't do this. I got to put it up on the video. Don't do that. If you're watching. Oh, we're going to save that video. Love it. We'll do it again tomorrow at 4. We'll talk rivalries. Thanks to Lindsay Kruse, Governor Greg Gianforte. You go to jasonwalkershow.com. See you tomorrow at 4.
by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.